Okay.
So today we have Sofia, and she's going to be introducing herself. So we're going to start with the about you. So if you want to state your name, you can state your whole name. If you prefer, if you do not, you can just state your first and last name.
Okay, so I'm Sofia Tovar, and I'm Mexicana, and my major is geological engineering, and I'm planning to graduate on fall 2021. I plan to apply to San Diego State University, UC Berkeley, UC San Diego, and I'm thinking about UC Nevada on Reno, and I mean UN Nevada and Reno. But the school that I want to go in is San Diego State University.
And for what reasons do you want to go to San Diego? Is that the school that you want to go to the most?
Yes, I want to go to the most because it's like first because they have like the career that I have. They have the whole program. So I like that, but also because it's on San Diego, so the San Diego it's like close to Hemet, but it's also close to where I live on Mexico, Mexicali. So I feel like it's like the middle ground between all the persons that I know.
I like that. All right. And so moving on, what does being Hispanic mean to you?
It means, I think it means to miss Mexico and to have determination. I think it means, I think for me, I think it means being creative with all of the obstacles that I get. It also means like the support of my family all the time. Doesn't matter if they are like here with me or far from here. It also feels like kind of like a duty, or maybe just like something I need to share, like my unique perspective of what it's like to be Hispanic, not just just like stereotypes that most people have of what was from a person that wasn't born here.
Okay. Do you think that being Hispanic has brought you any benefits throughout your educational goals?
I think I like to think more about it gave me more opportunities mostly. I think the biggest opportunity was the ESL program, the English as a Second Language program. It's not specifically for Hispanic, but it's all it's like free English classes for everyone that wants to take them. So from my experience, the hardest part to move here from another country is to learn English, because I know people that they pass their entire lives living here and they never get to learn English, and for that they didn't get all the benefits that you got, for example, getting a job or going to school and pass your classes. None of that apply for you unless you know English, unless you know how to communicate, how to ask the questions. I think it was lucky for me that my father is bilingual, so he would explain everything to me. So how it works, what happens, how to do your taxes, how to talk to people, how you refer to people in English. And I don't think like everyone has that. And for me to have that, I think that qualifies for me as a benefit, but mostly as an opportunity.
I like that. And do you feel that there are more opportunities now for Hispanics that the educational system is offering for students than back then?
I think they have. I haven't heard. I think right now it is more Hispanic opportunities for Hispanic students. I do think they are not advertised enough, and that's why, for example, for me, I know all of these programs for people that comes from other countries, but not a specific programs for only for Hispanics that apply to us. So I think that's the only thing left to do a little bit more, to put more emphasis on it, just let people know, okay, we have this opportunity, you can use them whenever you want or whenever you feel like you're ready for them.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that schools are doing a good job with advertising these programs to K through 12 schools, public schools of younger children?
I have to say no, because for me, that I didn't go to school here. So what I see from my brother's school, it's that they have all of these tests, and they had all of this, in all this English support, but they don't actually explain the whole program to them from the beginning. It's just like little bits of pieces here and there during the semester. They don't actually, dedicate a class to explain. So you're a bilingual student, and you're gonna go through these steps, to these extra steps for you to get to your graduation plan. You need to add them there.
Mm-hmm. I agree. So this year had the highest acceptance rates for Hispanics in four-year institutions. How do you feel about that?
I think I feel happy about that fact, because I heard people older than me that they said, "Oh, are you graduating? Can you do that?" And I'm like, "Yes, you can." It's and you go to school and they give you the whole information, and they tell me you know what? When I got here and I tried to go to college, I didn't have this opportunity. It was hard for me to learn English, and I think for me to not know that I have the opportunity to have all of those opportunities, all that help through to the administration and through the teachers here, I think that makes me happy that it has changed.
Yeah, I agree. I think it just gives us more hope that Hispanic children are learning more about college than in the previous years. When I was younger, it was a different time, and it wasn't, in Hispanic households, college wasn't a priority. So it was more like working, because our parents come from different cultures and they believe in different things, and the educational system is different. So I do agree that it is a big change for us Hispanics, and that more children are learning about college, and that's a good sign that most students are gonna basically, change the statistics of Hispanic children not going to college and finishing an education. So I think that's extremely important. Thank you for sharing, Sofia. And so I want you to tell us about your story. What shaped your identity as a Hispanic?
Well, for me, I gotta say, before me living here in the United States, I didn't consider being Hispanic a big part of my personality. I knew I was, and I knew what it meant, what the significance of it, but it wasn't something that I would think when applying to school or wanting a scholarship or entering a school club. It wasn't kind of a big deal about back then. It was when I moved here when I became stronger. I wanted to know more about it. I wanted to know what was all this awareness that others were giving me information about. I remember when I got here, I got a lot of questions all the time, where are you from? And I'm like, okay. And then everyone is asking you all the time, where are you from? Where are you from? And I'm like, well, yeah, Mexico, why? It's like, oh, because you have an accent, because you look different, because you talk different, because you just look different from the rest. And I think that makes it stronger every time, every week, every month that I pass living here and trying to, adapt to the difference. I remember not wanting to be here. It took me a while to even consider myself a student at MSJC, because I felt like, okay, I'm enrolling here, I'm taking classes, but it's just like a middle point where I can just go back and forth to where I wanted to be in Mexico. And I think for a lot of people, they're giving to have their residency here means more opportunities and more stability, and it means more work opportunities. For me, it meant that too, but it represented mostly like leaving behind like a piece of my personality in Mexico. And I remember thinking like, what now? What am I gonna do now? And even what I want to do right now. So before graduating, I remember before graduating high school in Mexico, I wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to learn all about Mexican laws and the history more in depth, and know more about where I was from. And then that change when I moved here was just like you wipe the whole thing, and I felt like it was my passion at the time. But then I saw like when I moved here that changed. So I felt like if that would have been my passion, I would have won that career anywhere in the world, Mm-hmm. So I think that moving me here, it took like the 3 years that I got. It took 3 years for me, and it was for me to figure it out again, like what I wanted to do. What did I like? What music did I like? What people did I like to hang out? All of those things were so defined, and when I moved here, all of that changed. So I think it shaped my personality on the way that I could get to a place for strange people, and I could now adapt myself to be open and talk to people, more people, because I remember not wanting to meet new people was so nervous to me. I couldn't go out with another person that I didn't have months knowing. And right now I think that changed, because now I go to a place and I don't know, maybe I don't know someone so much, but I feel like, okay, I can get through it. I'm just gonna make more friends.
That is a big change, and it does change your entire life, and you have to adapt to other experiences, other environments, and it is extremely hard. And I think that does play a huge role in how it shapes your identity as being Hispanic, because you start noticing you're in this place where you're entirely different, and people recognize that. And so then people start asking the questions, where are you from? You have an accent, this and that. And to you, it's normal because you come from a place where everybody's the same, but then you come to this place that's different. Nobody knows that, and they want to get to know something that they're not used to. So yeah, I can see all those different aspects that you experience, because I did as well experience them just alike. So I just wanted to say a little fun fact about Sofia. So Sofia is in PTK now, and she's our new president. So when I first met Sofia, she doesn't remember me, but it was 2018, and I joined PTK. So I went to an orientation, and Sofia and James were the ones introducing themselves and introducing everything about the program to the new members. And I remember Sofia was super nice, and her face lit up the room. She was so happy and cheerful. And right away I knew, like how she says, you know, well, especially being Hispanic, you know, when someone else is Hispanic as well. So I said, wow, you know, here's this girl that is, you know, Hispanic, and she's becoming a leader, and she's leading other people, and she's doing so good. And it just really like helped me see like that we need more women, more Hispanic women to take leadership roles. And to me, that like empowered me. So I never shared this with her. This is the first time because I wanted to give it a little wow effect. But it actually, it does make a difference. And sometimes you may not know someone, or you know, just see them occasionally, but not get to know them. But know that you're always making a difference, and there's people that see that. And to me, Sophia, you made a huge difference, and I hope that you see that as well. And I love your accent. I have a little accent, sometimes you can tell, but I love your accent. I love your personality, and I'm so glad you did this. So thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. I don't remember you, but you know, when I do the orientation, when I do the orientation,
I didn't talk. I was in the very back. I was new to school, so I started school at 28. So I was just like experiencing like college for the first time, and it was just, to me, everything was kind of scary, and I didn't have like the opportunities for education as many people did, and that also had to do with my background of being Hispanic. You know, my parents didn't know how to guide me properly, you know, towards education or the knowledge of it, and I didn't have anybody else. I don't really have family here. So it just, so the little things like that made a difference to me, because being new to college and you know, being accepted to PTK, which I was very excited for, but then seeing another leader, a Hispanic woman, being up there, and just showing everybody if she can, anyone else can as well. And I think that that really helped me too, because it just led me to believe, you know what, I can do better for myself. Like, you know, many years I didn't get this opportunity, but now I do. And I'm gonna like take every advantage I can from it. And, you know, it does make a difference, and it helps. And I'm glad that we're here today talking about it. So it does make a difference. So I'm glad that you were here and you were able to share your story with us. And being Hispanic is everything. So thank you again, Sophia. And I'm gonna stop the recording.
yeah.